Good evening. Riley Planty here, and I'm going to be presenting my project number 4 with you. Now, this could be anything, a game, which is what I decided to do, and kind of did a poster. I kind of decided to kill two birds with one stone. So, I'm gonna show you my poster, and then I'll explain it and kind of explain how it's also a game as well. So this is my poster. I know it's really random, and disregard the E at the end of lane because the black marker ran out of black, so I decided to use red, and yeah, it doesn't look that good, but I'll explain what everything means on it, but this is my poster, and it is also the game that the child in this age group would play. So here's the story behind the poster, why all the stuff's on there and why it looks crazy. So I decided to put my memory on my poster board, but also make it a game. So right now I'm going to explain what's on my poster board and why it is. So you saw the Brown and Serve original sausages on there. Now, back when I was younger and in this age group, about 7 or 8, I would go with my grandmother to her chiropractic appointments. And I loved going. I absolutely loved going. But before we would go, she would pack me a snack, and the snack happened to be sausages with Aunt Jemima syrup. Don't ask me why. I don't even eat that anymore, which is crazy, but it was always the snack that I would want. So she would pack it, and we would go. And so that's why the Aunt Jemima and the Brown and Serve box are on my poster. We would get there, and I immediately would want to read the monster at the end of this book. It was my all-time favorite book when I was a child, and I think it started when I first went to the chiropractic office with her. So that's why the picture of the front cover of that book is on there. I also would spend my time there drawing with crayons and the coloring books and kind of all that, so that's why those are on there as well. And I added a lidocaine patch. She didn't really wear those, but it kind of indicated, back aches, chiropractic appointments, so I wanted to put that on there. I put a sucker on there because I would always leave with a sucker. I'd walk in with sausages and I would leave with a sucker. And I put the cute little Dollar General flower autumn things on there because it was always like fall time. Like, I don't know why, but I always reference this story with fall and school and like cold for some reason. So that is why, I'm not sure. Like, my grandmother said that she thought it was the winter time when we used to go, but I always thought of autumn and fall for some reason. So I'm gonna give you another look at my poster just so you can kind of like see all the pieces again. So yeah. So there's the flowers and the little sucker in the top. There's the book that I used to love, and there's some crayons, a lidocaine patch, the brown Serve sausages, a coloring book page, Aunt Jemima. There's a picture of me actually in this age group. That was me when I was 7, I think. Yeah, crazy. And then crayons and the memory lane at the top, which is what I think I'm gonna call the game. So yes, so here we go, and now I'm gonna explain it. I think the reason I remember this memory so much is because of how happy it made me. Even to this day, I just get happy feelings about it, and the way I would just walk into the office and everybody would be, oh, here she is, and then they'd say, the book's in room number 3, and then I'd run to room number 3 and we read the book about 27 times. I think it's just a happy memory, and just like Piaget, I think the reason that he remembered the memory was because it was traumatizing. It was something that left a mark, which I don't really understand, because how could he remember something that didn't even happen? I don't know. Alright, so here we go. Middle childhood is kids from 6 to 12 is what I gathered from the class. So during this time period, their information processing is the highest it's ever been. From before early childhood, it wasn't the same. So now their attention spans are longer during this time period. Their ability to engage in selective attention also increases, where they can focus on one thing and disregard other things that are going on. And they can also have divided attention, where they focus on the one thing at once and not have any other distractions. That's also increased. And before this, they didn't have that. They now are processing this, and they are now engaging in this type of attention. They also have increased short-term memory, which allows them to be active in conversations and meeting new people, and they remember people's names, kind of like the example you gave us in class. And they also start to be very knowledgeable in certain aspects, which also is parallel to long-term memory. They get interests, and now they have knowledge on these interests. Also, before middle childhood and early childhood, they did not have this. So during middle childhood, they start to have this thing called metacognition. I think that's how you pronounce it and how you pronounce it. But metacognition is thinking about thinking. So basically, if you're dozing off in class, if you're not paying attention and you kind of wake up and you're like, oh shit, I just missed that. Like, you're realizing that you're missing it, and then now you're back into focusing. Kids never did that before until this time period. So, or this time gap. And prior to this, the kids didn't have awareness to this. They would always just be not focused, and they wouldn't refocus until someone told them to, basically. So now we're going to get to why my board is also a game and how it helps deal with memory. So when I thought of this project, I really wanted to do the look and analyze game and then see if they know what's missing. But I also wanted to tell the story in a way that I thought would be really cute on a poster board. So I decided to do it this way, and I really liked doing it and I enjoyed it, and we actually reminisced going through the pictures to find that one up in the corner, especially with my gram. It was awesome. But, so anyways, I'm going to demonstrate this. So basically, the whole gist of the game is I'm going to give the child, I'm going to say me, a younger me, because this is probably what I would play. I'm going to give the child about 30 to 45 seconds to analyze this board. They can look at the whole thing, and I know it's not filled, but I think it's filled enough. They're going to look at it, they're going to analyze it, every inch and piece of it, and then I'm going to make them turn around or put a blindfold on, whatever you choose, and I'm going to take something white. And then I'm going to make them turn back around, look at the board, and I want them to tell me what is missing. That's basically the gist. Now, the ways that this will help their memory is this. It helps in 3 aspects: memory, concentration, and thinking. Memory-wise, you're looking, and since these kids in this age group have a good short-term memory, they can look at this and they will be able to analyze this and know it like the back of their hand. But You can make it harder. You can put more stuff on this board. You can make it different colors and different things. But they have that short-term memory in order to play this game, so they need that. For concentration, too, that metacognition, they are able to look at this board, and if they get sidetracked or off track, or they didn't look at it long enough, they're able to do that refocusing and to look at it for a longer period of time and get it down and all that. And for thinking is rehearsal, elaboration, and chunking. The reason this helps is because the rehearsal of looking at this over and over again after every time I take away the pieces of the board, it's going to help the repetition of it, and it's going to help their memory. Elaboration, they're going to link stuff to other things. They're going to remember the blue crayon because they have blue shoes, or they're going to remember the Aunt Jemima syrup because they had pancakes that morning and they put that syrup on there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that is my poster, my game all rolled into one, and I really had a good time making it with my family now that it's the holidays and spending time together and all that stuff. But I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope you're safe, I hope you're healthy, and I hope you stay that way. Crazy times we live in, and I really had a great time in your class. Thank you so much for all of your help, and I wish you nothing but the best. Bye.